guys to do this lately. 185. Alright, we picked, Jesus Christ. Ooh, going for a little walk. We're going for a little walk here. Kids, babies, children, whatever I fucking call you, just take it. Kidding, but PNS activation here. Just to help stimulate and wake up a little bit because I'm groggy on today. I think I trained a little too much yesterday. Oh, I guess while I'm at it, might as well check the mail. Oy, Jesus. Been waiting on a package of some gear that I ordered, but it never seems to come. No matter what, it always comes to the wrong address. And it's never in there. It's fucking annoying. Say hi to the camera. Come on, Vinny. Come on, come on. Oh, alright. Come on, bud. Eggs are burning?
Yeah.
Well, no, I had it on low.
Well, the eggs are faster, honey.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of eggs in there. I got like 8. I'm a big boy. We eat 8 eggs, right? I'm gonna let you see these gains, right, Ma? Exactly what we need. Oh. Come on, they're funny egg puns.
Where are you going to put them?
Right here.
Where?
Yeah, tip forward.
Here?
Yeah. Ven acá. We closed the freaking road. Had to make an alternative route. It's packed in here. That's why I hate coming around 9 o'clock. This is peak hour for the gym. But no one's taking my equipment. Park a little far today. Here we go. Take these glasses off. Wow, it's like my vision completely gets off. What the hell? Something's blinking. Okay. Oh, all right. Chest and triceps today, guys. We're primed. We're fueled. We're ready. We're ready. Okay. A little groggy today, but I've got everything squared. So, out for blood. Let's go. All right, we got the weight vest today on.
So put your hands up high, put them in the air. You sitting courtside at Madison Square. Got a view of the Brooklyn Bridge.
All right, kids, friends, amigos. So start day number 55 and 56 to recomp chest and triceps. Starting out with a dumbbell bench. I warmed up with about 15 to 20 reps, which for me equates to about 70 pounds per hand. I performed my reps, rested about a minute after, and then performed another drop set of 35 pounds, give or take, here for about another 15 to 20 repetitions, completing 30 total. This was my warm-up set. Again, I rested 1 minute in between. Now moving on to our first working set. These are two 85-pound dumbbells. I did for about 10 to 15 repetitions. After this was complete, I then drop setted back down to the 40s or 35s, give or take, for another 10 to 15 repetitions. We also did a few sets with the 100-pound dumbbells. I was unable to find the video, but I've smashed about 100 for about another 10 to 12 after increasing with this weight, again drop setting. So what we are really doing here, guys, is 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, drop setting with another 8 to 10. If you can complete 12 to 15, then the weight is too light. But for the purposes of today's trainer, we're focusing on the 8 to 10 rep range. Now warming up with the dumbbell incline. Here I have two 75-pound dumbbells, performed for 10 to 12 easy repetitions. I also counted this as a working set, being that I did reach failure here at a targeted weight and rep range that I liked. After that was complete, I then had drop setted back down to the 35s, again performing another drop set. So a lot of these straight sets today, guys, are going to be performed with drop sets. Perform a given weight, you can perform for 8 to 10 reps, drop set again for another 8 to 10. Now moving on to our second working set here, I'm holding two 90-pound dumbbells with the dumbbell incline. I'm performing unilateral presses. I'm doing 5 reps per arm and switching 5 reps per arm, holding the dumbbell in the up position, not towards the bottom contracting because we don't want to waste energy. We want to hit 5 reps total on each side. Perform 2 sets of this without a drop set. Next exercise is a plate pinch. Here I am holding a 45-pound plate in between my hands. I'm not grasping in between the hole, as this makes the exercise easier. This is now going to be our next superset with the dumbbell incline. Again, grab the 85s, 80s, 75s, whatever level you're at. For me, the 85s work perfect to 75. Perform about another 8 to 10 reps, controlling the negative and the contraction. As you can see here, I took a lot of time lowering the weight, about 3 seconds, then dropping to allow more time under tension for the muscle and growth and stretching. Not only does this hurt, but it's a great way to pack on some serious size. Superset this again with the plate pinch for another 8 to 10 reps. If you need to use rest pause in between the set, you're more than welcome to. I did as well. Majority of the exercises you have noticed throughout this trainer require rest pause, drop sets, supersets, giant sets, and anything we can do to reach our rep range. Next exercise was a banded barbell bench. I have two 25-pound resistance bands here, maintaining constant tension throughout my reps. I only managed to get about 5 to 6 here, being I was already pretty fatigued from the massive amounts of sets and volume we did with the dumbbell bench. Thankfully, for the nice spot I had, I was able to reach my targeted rep range to failure. Perform 2 sets of 6 to 8, whatever rep that you get. For me, 205 pounds was just enough. After that set is complete, we are now going to drop set back down to 135, still holding the bands. Perform about another 8 to 10 repetitions, slowly lowering the weight down to the upper portion of your chest. Usually what I like to do is bring the bar down to my clavicle, close to my neck but barely hitting my chin. This allows me to get full contraction of my chest. This works for me, it may not work for you. Whatever grip you're comfortable with is the grip you should perform. After that set is complete of 8 to 10, strip off the bands and get back on the bench and perform another 8 to 10 reps, or however many you get to failure. For me, I believe I counted 8 to 10. I tend not to count whenever I rep past a certain range, just because I get pretty fatigued. I don't have time to think. Rest about 2 minutes in between the next set. We're now moving on to a hammer Smith press with bands attached, as you can see. Here I have a 45 and 25 with the bands attached, making this roughly 245s and a little bit extra on each side, maintaining constant tension. I scored at about 8 to 10 reps here, and then had rested and performed another rest pause to reach my targeted rep range. I then had drop set. Once that was done, took the bands off and performed another 4 to 5 reps with the same given weight, this time without the bands. After you're done hitting a rep range of about 60% of your 1 rep max on this exercise, strip back down at least 30% of the weight, which for me equates to just 145 on each side, and bang out another 15 to 20 repetitions to failure. As you can see, the way I have my seated posture in this machine is I have the seat actually all the way down. This allows me not only to target the upper chest, but also part of the front delt as well. I usually like to sit really low and get the maximum stretch possible. I held constant tension on my pecs for about 10 seconds after the final rep. Now we're moving to a incline banded push-up. As you can see, I have my hands placed on a little stand here with a resistance band behind my back, targeting the upper chest. I performed about 8 to 10 reps of that and 8 to 10 shoulder taps once that was done to maintain stability. I'm not really too concerned about keeping my hips down in posture, as this is not a corrective posture type of an exercise.
Resting about 30 to 45 seconds, we'll move on to our next set of the band resisted incline push-ups. Just that jump, the hops.
After taking a short 90-second break, we're moving on to our second set of incline push-ups. Perform another 8 to 10 reps with the band, or however many you get. For me, I managed to get 8. Then strip off the band and perform 8 to 10 regular push-ups without it. Once that is done, you can perform modified push-ups or even clapping push-ups, whatever your level is at. Modified push-up is done on your knees, merely just bringing your head and your body to the middle of your hands as they are shoulder width apart and pressing back up. This is also an assistance exercise. You can also do a wall push-up if this is not applicable to you. After resting about 3 to 4 minutes, we're moving on to the circuit portion of our training. Here I have a 45-pound weight vest attached with 9 plates on the sled. This was pretty heavy for me, so I only performed about 2 rounds due to the amount of oxygen and ATP that was diminished from doing this. This was a lot of heavy volume to do after a pretty much high volume workout like we performed. Like I said, I only performed about 2 rounds of this. I did increase in weight by adding an additional plate and tried my best to chop my feet throughout this, almost kind of like how when they teach you in football. Being I add a little bit more functional training into my workouts, we're keeping the weight and the volume short but brief. Versus training an hour, we're training roughly about 40 minutes.
That's how much you look like you can lift. And stay alive at the same time.
Now that the chest portion of the workout is done, we're moving on to accessory, which is the triceps. They already got pretty warmed up and pretty fatigued doing the sled pushes and all the benching and the dumbbell incline and benching. So we did 3 sets of 10, drop setted for another 10 reps, drop setted for another 10 reps, and I performed 3 sets. So this will be a total of 9 sets. The amount of weight that I used was the whole rack and attached the 35 on. That allowed me to get 8 to 10 reps to failure. Drop setting about another 30% of the weight, 8 to 10 reps to failure. Drop setting another 30% of the weight, which is about 4 stacks on the machine, to failure. Focus on squeezing the tricep, keeping the elbows tight, the waist and hips nice and tight, and keeping the posterior chain and neck also aligned. Now we're moving on to a seated dumbbell extension. I got a little bit of a bad camera angle here, and being that my triceps are already pretty fatigued, and this is close to our last exercise for the day, I only have about 70 to 75 pounds in my hand, performed for about 8 to 10 reps. After that set is complete, I managed to grab a 50 that was laying right next to me and performed another 8 to 10 repetitions to failure. A lot of people mistake this movement and end up doing incorrect form. This is a very surprisingly how it looks, it's a very complex exercise. It involves a lot of shoulder involvement and elbow involvement as well, reason why I have these compression pads. The goal is to keep your elbows tight and locked in. Do not extend your elbows fully at the contraction point, as this can cause injury. Always keep a constant bend in your elbows, similar like you're doing your knees. Rest about another minute. Now we're moving on to the icing on the cake. Here I have a weighted sit-up. I always prefer this machine over doing regular sit-ups just because of the contraction that I feel. I superset this with planks, or I superset this with lying leg lifts. Whatever is most convenient and easiest for me. But due to the amount of volume and the amount of weight that we push throughout this trainer, there's really no need to hit abs that heavy unless we're goal specific on them. Perform 3 sets of 10, drop setting each set. I am now starting to feel a little bit of hypo, so what I'm actually do is monitor my blood glucose for you guys. I just had 2 bananas. Here's 2 pieces of fish as well as 2 cups of broccoli. So I kind of measured out 2, 2, and 2, and I'm going to do my blood glucose. I started feeling a little sweaty, so I'm going to take it now. It may be affected by that, but I'm just going to measure it out.